In today's video, I'm going to take you guys on a tour on our very tiny balcony and show you how we managed to turn this into growing our own food and harvesting in just under 2 months. Now I know what you guys are probably thinking. Why on earth is she stroking Swiss chard intimately on her face? Hey guys, welcome back to our channel where we teach people how to grow their own food, in particular, how to grow food in a limited space. And if you are new to this channel, then hello, my name is Kris. I am Sam's growing partner in crime, literally growing because I am only 4'11", and we are going to be taking you along with our growing journey and hopefully inspire you to get growing. Just before we head over to the balcony tour, I thought I'd give you guys a quick debrief on where we live. This is to give you guys better context on exactly what our growing conditions are like. So Sam and I live in Barcelona. Now, not Barcelona, New York, Barcelona, Spain. Hola! More specifically, we live in central Barcelona. I am not going to tell you exactly where because that would be weird. Our hardiness zone, or our growing zone, is very similar to California, West Coast America, which is hardiness zone 10A. Now this is our balcony. The length is 5.6 meters long and a shy of 89 centimeters. For January, we get a full sun from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and it's only going to get much longer. Okay, so now you know what our growing conditions are like. I'm just gonna stop this intro now and let's head over to the balcony tour. Here in the first cube planter, we have some pak choy, which is growing beautifully, and some spinach there in the back. Now to the very left of the pak choy, we've got some spring onions, which is growing quite beautifully, might I add. Much slower than I anticipated, but hey ho. Now to the right of the pak choy, we've got more spinach with some mysterious holes. I'm assuming Sam got a little bit nibbly and just took a quick bite. Then here we have some Chinese broccoli, or wok broc, which I'm quite excited about to make a stir fry with all of these Asian vegetables. In front of the wok broc, we've got some purple sprouting broccoli, which actually takes a bit of time. Now, this one here is a cut and come again variety, which means that we'll be harvesting from this one plant for quite some time. Next up, Jackby Little Pumpkin, which is a complete experiment, but seems to be going quite well. Next to the pumpkin, we have Purple Rain pak choy, which hasn't actually beefed up like the other pak choy, but I'm assuming it's because of its variety. And behind that, we have these cute little carrots, which are growing nicely, probably need a little bit more sun though. Now on the back here, we've used our railings, or our balcony railings, as a vertical trellis. Very clever of Sam here. As you can see, we are now growing some sugar snap peas, and that one looks like it's ready to be harvested. Woo! Above the cube planter 1, we have a man-made trellis that Sam built. We'll be using that for sure over the summertime to be growing a lot of things that's growing vertical. For now, we've got some green beans and some mangetout peas. I am currently in a very uncomfortable crouching tiger position, but however, I am sat here for a reason, which is to go over what kind of planters we use. Now, this planter right here is Sam's very first planter that he's made out of concrete, and we are very proud owners to be owning a 125 litre cube planter. Now you're probably wondering, why did we go through the hassle of creating concrete when we could have used easier materials? Well, here's why. Concrete actually acts as a thermal sink. Basically what that means is that it takes time for it to heat up or cool down. So it avoids spike temperature, which is super stable for the roots. Now, the other great thing about a concrete planter is that it actually stands the test of time. It is something that you can keep forever, and something more in my lane when it comes to our project. It is beautiful. So we have 3 concrete planters, which took some time to make, but we got there in the end. And they are actually made to measure for our balcony. As you can see, they're actually really big as well. They can hold up to 125 liters. We decided to go for planters as large as possible, or for what we can fit in our space, really to keep the soil biology alive. And if you want to learn more about living soil, check out the video up there. Next to this cube planter, we have 4 wooden planters that can hold 2 grow bags each, to the total of 8 grow bags. We decided to go for wood because, well, we were running out of money and time. This is a close-up shot of the grow bag. You're not gonna get any better, folks. Sorry, I'm not strong enough to lift it up. I actually made them myself, and it was a long, arduous process. Now we decided to make our own grow bags to fit the wooden planters, because the whole idea is that we can kind of move them depending on where the light is at and what plants we're growing. The bottom left planter, we have some tasty spinach, and in front some cute little leeks, which are growing strongly, might I add. And of course, more spinach at the front there. We are obsessed with spinach. We can't get enough of them. Oh, look at those ones, they're so cute. Here we have some radishes at the front, and behind it we've got a golden beet with a floppy little leaf. Oh, the poor thing. However, some healthy ruby red beetroots, which are looking really good, and I cannot wait to juice them with some of my carrots. Here we have some wildfire lettuce mix, some spring onions there, and also some delicious rocket. Here in the last grow bag at the bottom, we've got some coriander, some dill, and some sad looking parsley. And I believe my finger's pointing to more spinach. So we moved up to the top level of the wooden planters. You got some rosemary to the left there. Hacked thyme from me. I did harvest quite a fair bit for some veggie soup, but survival of the fittest, still going strong. Not the sage though, womp womp. It did not look like it survived the cold, brutal December that we've just had. I'm gonna have to take that out. To the right, we've got some garlic chives and some baby carrots, some mint here, which Sam gave an aggressive haircut to, garlic cloves that we planted in, just using the clove itself. Oh, and some more baby spinach. Can't get enough. Now in the last grow bag for the wooden planter series, we have some wakatai or black Peruvian mint. It does look like marijuana, but I can assure you it is not. It's very sweet to the flavor, and I think it would actually be quite nice just to put it in with your water. Next to that, we have some New Zealand spinach, which apparently can be grown in the summertime too, so let's see. And oh, very sad looking Thai basil. If you can see, it's starting to spot there on the leaves. We've got some new growth, so I'm probably gonna just keep it because it is getting warmer now. I'll just give it a little bit of a haircut, poor thing. Okay, that's the left side done. Let's walk over to the right side of the balcony. Here we have the second cube planter, which is looking super green and lustrous. Now to the top left here, we've got some direct sown beets. So I'm guessing these are the classic red beets here. Now in front of that, you've got some carrots, which as you can see here, there's far too many of them. So I'm gonna have to get my trusty eyebrow pluckers and start spacing them out a little bit. Okay, moving above here, we have some monge 2 peas here, using the railing as a vertical trellis. And just in front of that, we've got some beautiful mustard greens. We've got some healthy looking Swiss chard here, which is the peppermint variety. Below that, we have some midnight sun kale and red rubel kale, which is going to be interesting to taste. To the left, some komatsuna spinach and some Chinese stem lettuce, which is really overgrown here, and I'm going to have to harvest some. And lastly, in this cube planter, we have some more green luscious kale. And just above this cube planter, we have another Sam-made trellis, which we'll be using over the summer. And finally, let's talk about our step planter. Oh, magic trick. First up on the step planter, we have some celery here, some kohlrabi, some more celery, because apparently celery juice is super trendy at the moment, gotta stay hip. And some more kohlrabi here again, and I've left some extra space here to the right, which is going to be for celeriac. As you can see, these little babies have just recently been planted in. With all of our containers, we actually use living soil. Now the reason for that is because living soil is so nutrient dense. The nutrients actually provide almost like a layer of defense for the plants for when it comes to pests, which means that you're going to be using a lot less pesticide for your plants when they start growing. Continuing on with the tour, we have some edamame beans, which have planted in beautifully. And to the left here, yet again, some more sugar snap peas, which are also growing beautifully up Sam's trellis. Now to round up our balcony tour, here is our very first plant we ever planted in, which is the purple sprouting broccoli. Now, if we have a closer look here in the middle, it's actually starting to flower. So you can see here that that itself is going to be a beautiful broccoli or purple sprouting broccoli, and other heads are just growing below it. So that is the end of the balcony tour. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed filming it. Of course, for the Northern Hemisphere, we're walking into spring and summer, which we're super excited about because we're really going to be maxing out our space to grow a variety of food. Aubergines, a ton of different tomatoes, peppers. Sam's goal is to try and grow some watermelons on our tiny balcony, so we'll see how that goes down. And also cucumber. I absolutely love cucumber. It's the one thing that Sam absolutely hates. He's not a fussy eater at all, but he just can't stand it. But I'm really gonna push for it because I love cucumber water and I love a good gin and tonic in the summertime with the cucumber garnishing. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you can tune into our next video, which is Sam going through how to propagate some seeds, which I can imagine a lot of you people are looking into seed buying, propagating, seed starting, etc. for the growing season ahead. Until then, I shall see you next week, and please enjoy my neighbor's good taste in music in the background.